And welcome back. Tom is learning some important information about plants today.
And I sure hope he can teach it to me. Let's check back in with him now at the plant room. What's going on, Tom?
Yeah, I hope I can learn it myself. That's the whole thing. Because here at the plant room, not only beautiful things to purchase, but you can also learn a thing or two. Emma's with me again. All right, first of all, this. What do we have here, and what is this? This is part of what makes you different.
Yes, so we're hanging out at our substrate bar. We've got a bunch of different like soil alternatives and amendments. So here we've got, we've got cocoa coir. This will hold in moisture. Sphagnum moss is good for if you want to do propagations.
Right.
We've got perlite, which aids in drainage. Charcoal will be one of our terrarium layers.
Am I interpreting this right? It's more than just having dirt and putting a plant in it then?
Oh yeah, it's the foundation of life.
Okay.
Yep.
See, that may have been one of my problems. Dirt, plant, why aren't you growing?
I know, and I think that's a common problem for a lot of people. They think, the all-purpose potting soil is going to be what they need. But if you'd like to learn more about it, we actually have a soils workshop coming up. It's on the 14th at 2 o'clock. You can sign up on the website or you can sign up in store, where we'll teach you all about each of the substrates, what they're used for, and give you, what would be great for each type of plant.
A nice working knowledge about different plants, different substrates.
Yeah.
You mentioned terrarium, I believe. I understand you could help me build a terrarium as well.
So we've got a service menu where we can build terrariums. We can do repotting for people, like if they're struggling with their plants and they need a little help. They can bring their plant in. We can trim it up for them, repot it for them.
Now I notice you have a plant right here. So
Yeah.
I'm assuming, because it's been put here and you've got a scoop, that you're probably going to be working with this plant in something that I would guess everybody should know if they're going to deal with plants. Yeah?
Definitely. A good foundation is making sure that your pot has a hole in the bottom, because drainage is really important, and root rot is the cause of a lot of plant fatalities, believe it or not. So just start out, make sure that you've got that hole in the bottom, and then figure out what type of plant you have. And then from there, you can decide if it needs aeration.
Okay, now let me ask you, because I see all different kinds of pots around here. Is one better than the other? Because I know so many times people go, oh, I go with terracotta and that's it,
Yeah, so terracotta will be a lot more breathable than something that's got that glaze on the outside of it. So cactus, succulents, plants that like to dry out for extended periods of time do really well in terracotta. And then, some plants, like prayer plants, calatheas, like to retain that moisture. So a glazed pot would be ideal for something like that.
Okay, so it's important to know which plant versus which pot as well.
Yeah.
Substrate, different pots, all right, show me what you were going to do with this here.
Yeah, so I'm going to take this out of its nursery pot by just squeezing the sides here to make it come out a little bit easier.
Okay, how do you know that it was time to repot that?
So a lot of times roots will be coming out of the bottom of the pot, or they'll be coming up through the top of the soil.
Okay.
Yeah, so you'll kind of see it's got a lot of roots. You can see these aerial roots here that it's kind of searching for some support, or it's growing toward the soil.
Okay.
So what you want to do is you want to kind of break up the soil. If you're adding new soil, kind of tap it. This one is pretty damp, so it's going to hold on to some of that substrate. But what I would recommend, this is a philodendron. This is one of our uncommon varieties. It's a white princess, so this will actually get...
I've seen philodendrons before. It looks like you drip paint on it somehow.
Oh yeah, it's got some bird poop
It's
on it.
really nice though.
But what I would probably recommend with that one is adding a little bit of our cocoa croutons, which this is actually just coconut husks.
Oh, okay.
Believe that or not. So I'll add that in. I'll kind of mix it in with the others. I'm going to add some bark. This is just pine bark. It's a pretty neutral bark, so it's not going to be treated at all.
Okay.
Perlite is really important. We add it in with almost all of our mixes.
And why?
Because it helps with drainage. So you're not going to have your roots sitting in water.
There you are. We have about 30 more seconds.
All right, perfect. So I'm going to give this a really good mix here in this box. Add some in at the bottom. Get our plant in here. kind of packing around it so it's got a little bit more support, so it's not falling over on us. We have a bunch of Valentine's pots in,
Yeah.
so if you needed.
Ooh, yeah.
gift.
Valentine's Day is coming up.
Yeah.
I mean, you come to the workshop on the 14th, or there are a number of workshops coming up. They can find them on your website, right?
Yep, they'll all
Look,
be
and
available on
it's that simple, as long as you know what you're doing. Emma, thanks for having us by again.
Yeah, thank you so much.
All right, you got to come by. Check them out on the website, Google, all right, the plant room. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Tom. She makes it look so easy.
So easy.
And I heard you say during that segment, you're going to make me one of those plant walls. I am holding you
Yes,
to it.
the thing is, I think myself, Tom, and all the viewers know that would probably never happen. But it's a thought that counts, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
all
holding
right.
on to it anyway. Thanks, Tom.